Do you ever feel like there's just not enough time in the day? Maybe your to-do list keeps growing, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to catch up. You're not alone in feeling this way. So many of us are pulled in different directions, by work, family, school, and countless responsibilities. It's easy to feel like you're drowning in expectations, both from others and from yourself. But let's take a breath together. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause, step back, and give yourself a moment of calm. In that stillness, you can find clarity and strength. Remember, God isn't calling you to do everything, just the things that truly matter. It's okay to let go of what isn't essential and focus on what brings meaning and purpose to your life. True productivity isn't about checking off every single item on an endless to-do list. It's about making intentional choices, setting healthy boundaries, and giving yourself grace when things don't go as planned. It's about living with intention and peace, creating space for rest, reflection, and connection with God and others. In this video, we'll explore practical ways to find peace in our productivity, discover how to prioritize what matters most, and experience the deep joy that comes from living in alignment with His plan for us. Are you ready to take the first step toward a more peaceful, purposeful life? Let's get started. When we open up the Bible, we're invited into a story that is carefully crafted, not random or chaotic. Every page reveals a God who is intentional, who brings structure and meaning to everything He does. We see that even from the very beginning, God is a God of order. His design is evident in the way He brings light out of darkness and shapes the world with wisdom and care. In Genesis, God created the world with purpose. Each day had focus, and each act of creation built upon the last. There was a rhythm, a sequence, a plan that unfolded with beauty and precision. This shows us that productivity isn't about rushing or cramming as much as possible into our days, but about embracing a healthy rhythm. God's order invites us to live with intention, not anxiety. God designed the sunrise and sunset, the changing seasons, and the cycles of nature. Each one has its own time and purpose, reminding us that life is meant to flow, not to be forced. The ebb and flow of the tides, the gentle movement of water, all reflect His steady hand. There is a peace in knowing that God's order governs even the smallest details. He created time as a gift, not a trap. Time is meant to help us, to give our days shape and meaning, not to overwhelm us or make us feel hurried. Just like He rested on the seventh day, He calls us to find rest and renewal in Him. Rest is not a reward for finishing our work, but a vital part of God's design for our lives. God's example teaches us that true productivity flows from a place of peace and intentionality. When we follow His order, we find clarity and purpose in our daily tasks. It's not about doing more, but about doing what matters most, His way. When we align our lives with God's order, we discover a deeper sense of fulfillment and joy in all that we do. Busyness does not equal fruitfulness. Just because you're constantly moving doesn't mean you're moving in the right direction. Ephesians says, "Be careful how you live, making the most of every opportunity." We have to be intentional with our time. Not everything urgent is important. Sometimes we need to create healthy boundaries and prioritize what truly matters. Saying no to something good can be the hardest yes to something great. When we let God guide our decisions, we step into true, fulfilling productivity. Friends, time with God is never wasted time. No matter how busy our schedules may seem, those quiet moments spent in His presence are truly the foundation for a meaningful day. When we pause even briefly to connect with God, we invite His wisdom, comfort, and strength into every part of our lives. Proverbs reminds us, "In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths." This simple yet powerful truth encourages us to seek God's guidance in every decision, big or small. When we acknowledge Him, we're not just asking for help, we're inviting Him to walk alongside us, shaping our journey with His loving hand. When we start our day with Him, seeking His guidance, something incredible happens. Our hearts become more open, our minds clearer, and our burdens lighter. We begin to notice the little blessings and opportunities that God places in our path, and we're better equipped to handle whatever comes our way. Even just 10 minutes of intentional prayer can transform your entire day. It's not about the length of time, but the sincerity of your heart. Those moments of stillness allow God's peace to settle over you, giving you renewed hope and perspective. Imagine handing over your to-do list to God, allowing Him to order your steps and open the right doors. Trusting Him with your plans means you don't have to carry the weight alone. He delights in guiding you, providing clarity and purpose for each task ahead. That's what it looks like to invite God into your day, walking in step with Him and finding peace in the everyday chaos. As you move through your morning, remember that God is with you, ready to lead, comfort, and bless you in ways you may not even expect. Jesus says, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest." He simply says, "Come." Our culture glorifies busyness, but overworking isn't proof of faithfulness. Obedience is. When we neglect rest, we hinder our ability to serve Him well. Rest is not selfish, it's essential. Building margin into our days allows us to be refilled and refreshed. We make room for clarity, joy, creativity, and a deeper connection with God. Psalm 90 says, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Our time here is precious. Think of each day as a seed. What are you sowing? Stress or peace, comparison or gratitude? If you're always overwhelmed, you can't reap the harvest of peace and productivity God has for you. Let's steward our time wisely, focus on what matters, and give ourselves grace. Progress over perfection, always. You don't have to chase time. You can walk in rhythm with grace. Plan with God, protect your peace, do what matters, and let the rest go. True productivity isn't about doing it all, but seeking God's heart in all you do. Feeling called to steward your time better? Comment time. And I'll pray with you. Subscribe for more faith and growth encouragement.